Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, I would like you to assist me. Welcome our amazing director, Teacher Betty.
Hiya, ho, ya.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lelani hoe. Aye, Lelani hoe. God is good and all the time. Now let's say it like we mean it. God is good and all the time. But before I say anything, I want to invite my co-director. Most of you know my co-director. Mnamjua? Aya, co-director wangu asimame. For those who don't know him, hey, DJ achezewe kitu.
Agony man.
Yeah, this is my Gen Z co-director. For those who don't know him, this is my son, my one and only fruit of my womb. He's going to say a few words because one day when I'm not here, he's the one who's going to be here. All right? So, co-director.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. So for those who do not know me, my name is Andy Jamal Gashagui, son of Beatrice Njoki Gashagui, school director of Lelani School, and I am the co-director of this great institution. So first, we recently launched a Talents Academy. This Talents Academy iko sports. These sports, under sports we have soccer, basketball, badminton. We also have the music academy where we have dance and we also have playing of music instruments. So with all these roles, I came to realize juicy too that I'm not really a co-director of this school. Apparently, I've become a consultant because minkiangalia shule, what I see here, it reminds me of my childhood back. Because basically everything here that's happening in this school is what I went through, what my mom made me go through when I was little. So personally, I'm a great fan of sports, and we have so many sports here. We have soccer, badminton, table tennis bado niliambia mama yake na mtaiona next year. So we have soccer, basketball, badminton, tennis, and all those. Now those are sports that when I was a kid I used to participate in them. So kama when I was about 7 years old, during that age gap, I used to go to a place called Aga Khan Walk. It's in Nairobi. I used to go there for skating activities. I used to go to another place known as Kiwi for swimming. I used to participate in a lot of sports and activities, which helped me nurture my talents that I came to find about recently. So I won't talk much because of time. I just like to ask you guys to kindly support our children so that they may join this Talents Academy, so that they may be able to nurture their talents. Praise God again. So for those who did not hear me before, I said my name is Andy Jamal Gashagui, co-director / consultant of this great institution. And by the way, I'm heading to Form 3 next year, and I school at Mangu High School. Thank you.
But thank you so much, Jamal. I'm so proud of this young man. What he's saying is very true. A lot of things that you see at Lelani School, he keeps on insisting. I can't remember, from the beginning, even when we didn't have enough land, he would tell me, Mom, mbona hatuna basketball Lelani? Mbona hatuna hii? Mom, siweke skating nipatange place ya kuskate. You know, the kind of things he used to request, it is for him. Because after Lelani School chased us out of our home, which was very spacious, right? We went into a rental. Now there's no space for riding bike. There's no space for basketball or playing football, isn't it? So when we left, he was still looking for a place to do many activities because he grew up in Nairobi. And yes, it's true. I am one of those parents who unplug their children. No TV, phone. He just got a phone not too long ago, all right? So go on Saturday, go swimming, do some swimming activities. Soccer, he used to be picked. This soccer academy is almost a replica of what he was doing when he was studying. As a very young learner at Consolata, he would be picked very early in the morning by a coach called Coach Rooney, and he would go play soccer, right? And discipline. Allow me to use him as an example because he's the one I use as an example from the setup of this institution because I like to think like a parent, okay? Kama nimetoka hiyo age ni sawa, hiyo age ya watoto chekechea ni sawa, but when I look at everything that I do, I want to do it with a child in mind, isn't it? Yeah, so a lot of discipline. This is one very disciplined young man brought up by a single parent that you see here. And I take pride in that. He has played a lot of activities, a lot of roles, talents. And for those parents who think you only need to focus on only academics, I'll tell you right here, right now, that you are wrong. This young man does everything or used to do everything. I think his childhood was the most occupied childhood ever. Every Saturday, he's skating, he's swimming, he's playing soccer. Recently, he started doing music, all on his own, all right? Yet, when he cleared class 8, he scored 408 marks, scored a straight A, and went to Mangu High School. So parents, this is not for me to come and talk about my child. I didn't even plan for it in my notes, but it's to inspire you. Okay? That you need to let your children be children. Unplug them from those TVs. Get those smartphones away from your children. And hence, this holiday, actually, we are launching a talent academy. He also used to go to talent academies every holiday, the 3 weeks, with an institution called AFTREC. Okay? So he closes school for the long holiday and goes, all right? So the same thing is the same thing that I'm bringing you here. So I'm not bringing it here so I can make some extra money. Not that it would hurt, right? But it is because I have seen it and I have living proof that it works, okay? So this holiday, we start a talent academy whereby the learners can come at least 3 days a week, the whole of November. Unplug them. If you're not in charge, because most of you have nannies at home, right? So you may not have control of whether your child is going to watch TV or not, spend the entire day playing games on that phone or not. You don't have that. But at least for 3 days a week, you will be assured that that child will be here doing something. So together with our very able class representatives, our board members, we are working on that. And very soon we are going to unveil our talent program. It is going to come, of course, at an extra cost. We are going to try and make it as affordable as possible so that all children can be here, all right? We're also going to do a poll on WhatsApp, so you can tell us if you would like us to provide transport, because like for our Saturday academies, you find that not so many kids make it because parents have to go to work early and they don't have time to come in and pick them, to drop or pick, okay? So we are working around, should we provide transport to those who are willing, so at least your children can be here. It's going to be an academy, a talent academy open for Lelani school learners and even the community children. Are we together? Yes. Now, before all of that, before I got all emotional, I want to say special thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. Julius of Tundo. A very brilliant man. I respect you, sir. Know that. I can be pushy. I have pushed him over the time because I want him to be he is now already our consultant. For those who were in the meeting we had for grade 1 to grade 3, he's the one now in charge of hiring for us a head teacher who we should have here by December, right? So that he can come get integrated. In January we start we start the program. The reason for this is because Lelani School is growing, right? And if there's one thing I excel at or aim to excel at is at least to make sure when I do something, somebody can see and notice. It is not just a bare minimum. It's not just average. It has to be excellent, isn't it? As says our motto. Parents, what's our motto? Quest for excellence. It is not just a motto I Googled, okay? It is by design that in everything that we do at Lelani School, it has to be excellent, all right? Academics, are we excelling? Yes or no? Yes, isn't it? When it comes to talent, you've just seen for yourself. Are we excelling? We are excelling, isn't it? And that brings me to introduce our core pillars that we worked around with our consultant right here, Dr. Julius of Tundo. The 4 pillars that make Lelani School what it is and what we are striving to achieve. We have to base it on something, okay? Some of the things that you see here, a lot of things actually that you see here, they didn't just happen. They are here by design, all right? So one of our first core pillars, our first pillar is academic excellence. Ni sawa sawa? Yeah, Daktari has just mentioned here that you can excel, even sportsmen, they excel. But after 30, they need to go back to something. You can't just tell learners or tell parents, ata kama mtoto hatafaulu mtihani, atafaulu kwa kitu ingine. We have to strive for it all because somehow it all comes together, all right? The second pillar is innovation and technology. We all know where the world is heading, don't we? So if we don't teach our children anything to do with technology, if we can't aim to teach them and mold them into appreciating innovation and technology, then what are we doing? So that's why recently, I think last term, we introduced computer lessons for kindergarten. Sindio? Wengine mkasema, oh, mtoto wa kindergarten anajua nini na computer, oh, this and that. Yet in China, in Japan, and other countries, developed countries, we got some of the youngest innovators, even below 10 years. Walianza wakiwa 10? Hawakuanza. Introduce your child to that computer and introduce them to what is right. Are we together? Because right now, who are those people who are making great success in their fields? What are they doing? Most of it's either skill-based or it is online. True or false? Most of us here, where are we doing our business? It's online, right? So we start training now. We are learning a little bit too late, and we can't do the same things that our parents had us do back in the day. It's a new time, and we have to change, all right? The other pillar, the third pillar is talent development. Si mnatujua na talent? Yes, that's why we have our music academy. That's why we recently launched our sports academy. It is not a way for the school to make money, all right? Because I know some, a small percentage, a lot of you appreciate it, but a very small percentage we look at, hizi vitu tu wanaeka hapa, ni pesa tu wanataka. I've had some of those. I've also complained before as a parent, I did this and I realized what it is all about, okay? But I want you to take everything with positivity. Don't just look at the school as the person who always wants to take from you. Believe you me when I tell you that I am very passionate about what I do. Very, very, very passionate. I don't just wake up and do something. If I'm doing something, I have to do it to my very best. I don't do shortcuts, all right? Sometimes hata najifinya kidogo, najifinya. Kama meeting ilikuwa ya Google Meet, si ndio? Kuna meeting watu walikuwa wanasema, tuende to demonstrate kama Gen Z. Tumeitishwa 1,000 ya graduation. Mumeona mahali 1,000 imeenda? Is it worth? Have you seen the costumes? Fundi yako hapa by the way. Hi Christine. Mwenye alitushonea costume alinitumia bill 80,000. 80,000. Na mimi nilipeleka fabric. How many learners do we have in kindergarten? 165. Haya, 165,000 minus 80,000. Imebaki ngapi? Haya, we are feeding. Nani amekuja peke yake? Inua mkono kama umekuja graduation peke yako. Hauna mtoto, hauna bibi, hauna bwana hapa. Wangapi? Na mtakula mshibe. Ni wachache, si ndio? Kwa hiyo 1,000 tu mtakula na na ushibe. Hiyo pesa imetosha? Imetosha? Haya, seti naka aje. Hata msifikirie vitu mingi. Bill moja hapo ni pesa ngapi? Anyway, I'll not do the entire math. But so, parents, what I'm trying to say is, sa ile unaona nikikuitisha tu pesa, ni ile tu nataka unifanya nini? Unisupport. Kidogo tu, mimi nitafanya hiyo ingine. Ni support tu. Unitie moyo na unitie nguvu. Niweze kufanya my very best. You've gone for graduations to other schools for your other kids. Do they look like this? Be honest. Do they look like this? 1,000 Kenya shillings. All right? So please, to the 5% who are negative, it is my prayer that one day you're going to change. And to the 95% who are very supportive, clap for yourselves. Seriously. Okay? I understand also maybe there was a bit of miscommunication. I want to say that this event happens at the end of the very year. For the new parents, it happens at the end of every year. In fact, it used to take place for the entire school, including the primary school kids. This is the only year where we have excluded them because the school is now bigger. Na hatungetoshea. So mnaona hatuna space. So mwende mtuombe tununue shamba ndio tufanye events kubwa. This event is the highlight for our children. Okay? For parents, as zingine nasema, Betty na wewe umetuita shule mara mingi. It is not about you. Si tuliongea beginning of the year tukasema, Lelani School is a child-centric institution. So before I think about you, I think about my kids. Nanipata? Juzi, kwa board, I was being questioned, Betty, kwa nini unaekea wazazi event 2 katikati ya wiki? Kwa sababu nilieka picnic juzi. Tulikuwa na picnic ya grade 1 up to grade 3. And I even apologized, right? And I said, I'm sorry. I made an emotional decision. Do you know why I put that event? Because grade 1 to 3, kwanza grade 3 wananiita. There's one girl called Shakaina. Guy, she's like, Teacher Betty, these people, am I hearing right? We are not invited to the graduation. Another one is like, why are they not inviting us to their graduation and they came to ours? Sindio? Sasa mimi, ningesema nini? Ningefanya nini? Nikasema juu graduation, the facts say I can't host everybody here. So quickly, I called one of the board members, and thank you Mama Kelsey. Nikamuuliza hawa watu lazima tuwafanyie kitu. Na mimi nafikiria tulikuwa tufanye swimming gala, but the weather has been quite unpredictable, si ndio? So quickly we are like, wazazi walikuwa wameomba ruhusa, walikuwa shajua wanakuja juzi sasa. So why don't we just do a picnic so they can come and bond with the children? So it was not about you. Sikuwa nafikiria lazima uombe ruhusa. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria watoto wangu wafunge shule wakifeel disappointed that Teacher Betty cancelled a swimming gala. Ni sawa? So you'll forgive me when I put that child first. Then you second. Kwa sababu wewe ndio sababu pia yeye ako wapi? Ako hapa. Tuko pamoja. Yes, so thank you so much, and I apologize for that. But my assumption was baba atakuja hiyo moja na mama akuje hiyo ingine. Alafu ikienda sana wale ni single ni wachache, na wajua ni wachache tu. Wale wako single achukue moja ile ya kuambia bosi nitachelewa kazi, na ingine achukue leave day. My thinking. I could be wrong, but basically I just had to make sure my kids don't close the year disappointed. Tuko pamoja? Aya, sasa I want to appreciate, and she's not here. Somebody call for me Teacher Susan. Please. I'll talk about her when she gets here. I want to appreciate even all the Lelani school teachers. Hawako hapa, but I want to appreciate. Have you seen the work they have done? Have you seen it? I would like one day, and I'm going to do this. One day, we are going to call parents to come. Ambassador parents to come. Uman watoto for only one lesson kwa class. Moja tu ni kuachie watoto. Simuona wameenda kuperform. Kelele imejaje huku. So ask yourself, uko na wawili watatu kwa nyumba na wanakukula kichwa. Mwalimu wako na over 25, between maybe 25 even 30. Na anawa manage na wanatulia. I respect these people, and that is why, come here, Teacher Susan, kindly. That is why I appreciate the teachers. Do they look happy? Do they look happy? Unhappy teachers don't do what you have just seen here. So, and I strive to make sure they are comfortable. He said very well, and he said, no school pays teachers enough. We don't. And I feel so bad that we cannot yet afford to pay teachers what they deserve, because we don't. And I promised them the other day, I told them, one day, I'm going to pay you so well that other teachers will wonder, how does Lelani School do it? And it's a promise I plan to keep, because they do a lot of work. I've been here, I am very hands-on, so I go into the classes, I know exactly what they do. And the reason I've called Susan here, this girl, she's my friend, beyond being a teacher. She has been with me since I opened Lelani School. I think we opened during COVID 2020, then we came back 2021, right? Yes, 2021, and she came in 2021. So we've been here and we've walked the journey. She sent her CV on, was it Facebook or online, on WhatsApp. I don't know how she got my number. I read it. I have never interviewed a teacher like that. And I told her, come. Her interview was at night. She told me, Teacher Betty, shule yenye nafunza natokanga 5. Kabla nitoke nipande gari nifike. Ulikuwa unafika hapa? 6:30. And I did her interview until around 7:30 p.m. usiku. And I was like, you belong in Lelani School. Before she came for that interview, alikuwa anakaa akiniambia, Teacher Betty, unajua lazima siwezi acha watoto wangu tu hivi. Nipatie time, give me 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I call her, like, when are you reporting? She's like, let me think. I have to move my entire family from where she was staying. She convinced her husband and transferred her elder children and came to Lelani School. I appreciate you in front of all these people. Okay? And because of that, I have a gift for you. I have a gift for you. Ni sawa, mimi sijui unataka nini, lakini ndio hiyo sita-announce. Wewe utajua kenye utafanya nayo, si ndio? Thank you so much. Thank you. You may sit down or go back to your learners. Let me say something about her. I've never spoken about a teacher, but I'll speak about her. When I was opening the school, I didn't want to do a business that I didn't know anything about. I had been in a school setup before, but not very active. Personally, I'm a media practitioner. I had been in media for 18 years before I decided to come here. But I had been training kids because my passion for kids, it's something that has always been there. So I immersed myself. I was very lucky because when I was opening this school, CBC was just beginning, okay? So everybody was new. All the teachers were new. Nobody knew about CBC. I was like, oh, so we are starting at the same level. And I immersed myself. I did a lot of workshops to understand what is this CBC. Nikasoma. I used to have a teacher who used to come and coach me in our house. We housed her. I housed that teacher for, I think, 6 months in my house. And she would train me. And I would go for every workshop. Then Teacher Susan would come and tell me, hapa, walimu wanafaa kufanya hivi. So every teacher who came to Lelani during kindergarten should be like, hapa tunafaa kufanya hivi. Tukifika hii level tunafaa kufanya 1, 2, 3. Kuna ile iko kwa syllabus, lakini ananiambia tukienda na syllabus, hawa watoto hawatafanya kitu. Tunafaa kuongeza 1, 2, 3. So she put a mark there and I can't forget. So when PP2 wale wamegraduate, wazazi hi, PP2, kuna wakati mlikuwa karibu kunimeza. One teacher, gone. Second teacher, gone. Third teacher, fourth teacher. These kids who have graduated today, they had seen the highest turnover of teachers in Lelani than ever before. So at the time, Teacher Susan was teaching in grade 1. And because I know and I trust her very much, and I knew if I give her this class, we are going all the way. And I told her, Susan, please, I begged her and I told her, I know you are overqualified for a PP2 class, but please, nishikilie darasa mpaka I graduate. She came from grade 1, went to PP2, an overqualified teacher. Nasimewaona wako aje? Handwriting ziko aje? Reading iko aje? Iko sawa. Hadi watu tumeweka TikTok na Facebook, watu wanauliza hapo uongo. Kwa nini mnadanganya? Hao si watoto wa playgroup, hao si watoto wa PP1. Ziko hapo mnaziona comments. Hizo ni vitabu gani mnatumia? Haya, si ndio? Yes. Reading culture and our integration with the Cambridge course. I did that the Cambridge course last year, okay? So I've integrated it. And based on that, I have written some books, kindergarten books. They're called Sprouts and Sparkle. Ndizo tumekuwa tukitumia kwa sababu hakuna kitabu iko hapo nje imeintegrate the two. So I've done workbooks with an aim to have that blend, okay? So when you see the Sprouts and Sparkle books, usiseme, oh, Lelani School wameanza kuuza vitabu, ni pesa tu. Sio hivyo. Ni vitabu based on the teachings or the knowledge that I have acquired over time. Nikaiweka pamoja. Last year we didn't manage to print them professionally, so tuli print out, tukashikanisha. But what matters is the content. Unaona online watu wanauliza, wanaweza pata wapi nini? Hizo vitabu. The one in charge of online amwambia, usiseme, usiwaambi, kwa sababu hiyo kitabu huwezi kupata mahali pengine. So I'm very proud to announce that Sprouts and Sparkle will be printed professionally, including our very special diary. We know it did not age very gracefully this year. Ilileta aibu kidogo hapa na pale, lakini nawaahidi this coming year it's going to be nicely done because we love the design, because we are embracing the culture of reading. So one page is about homework, the other page is purely on reading. All right? Teacher Susan has been our teacher overseeing the kindergarten section. I also want to appreciate this lady here. Say hi to people. Madam Florence. She's our senior teacher. Let's appreciate her.
Yo, God.
Okay? She was also the class teacher grade 3. But now, when I created systems and policies, I started removing myself. Pole pole. The parents who came to Lelani before, they know I was very present, have been the face of the school. So because I've put systems in place, because I don't want to be one of those directors that if I'm not present, the school cannot run. So I've put systems in place. It's a process, it takes time. And this lady has been taking that gap to a point where I can disappear for 5 clean days, okay? And switch off my phone. I like going to a prayer sanctuary, and I can go there for up to 8 days. So when I go, those who go to those places, you know you can't have your phone on. And I switch off my phone. And I come back. My kids are well. My teachers are well. Everything is well. So thank you to Teacher Florence, Madam Florence here, and all my head of departments, Akina Shege, maintaining the school, everybody. I can't mention them all. All right? But I have taken that place. So the reason for mentioning this is you, as a parent who has been at Lelani School. When you start feeling my absence, msianza kufikiria Betty ameanza maringo. Sawa, si kuringa. We are growing, and as we continue to grow, there are things I will not be doing. There are things I'll appoint people to do. And if I appoint someone to do something, I mean, what's the point of giving someone power and you deny them authority? Does it make sense? So I give them power and I give them authority to exercise their power at their designated areas and departments. So when you call me about transport, I will always tell you, have you called driver Benson? All right? When you call me about academics, have you talked to Madam Florence? You understand? Because I can't. If I do that, what will I be showing her? Won't I be showing her that she's incapable? Okay? But if there is any kind of dispute, you first of all deal with the person who's directly involved. You have a dispute in class, talk to the class teacher. Is it at an academic level? Take it to Madam Florence. Imekata kusolvika. Now you can escalate it to me. And now very soon, as you've heard, starting December, now before you escalate it to me, there will be somebody, the head teacher, who will purely be taking care of academics and the running, just running of the basic institution level activities, so that I can be able to focus on the bigger picture and the oversight of Lelani School and the business aspect of the school. Nijitoe kwa academics. I'll still be here. This is my main job. I don't have another job. All right? So when you start seeing or hearing less of me, please understand that it's the business that is growing. It's the school that is growing. Wenye biashara si tunajua. Kitambo nikianza, si nilikuwa nakujia watoto mpaka nyumbani. I was the driver. Yes, I used to go around with my car picking kids. Ni wangapi nilichukulia watoto? Kuna wale wako na watoto wakubwa. Hawa by the time wenu walikuwa sikukuwa, yes, si ndio? But nilikuwa nachukua watoto. Wale walikuja venye tulifungua. I used to make pancakes in my house. They used to eat in my dining room. Kwa ile nyumba. Si ndio? Tulikuwa hapo. Then tutakaenda tuki-expand pole pole. So sio maringo, ni just that we are putting systems in place. Now, finally, and the most important, I believe you've all received the fee structure. Yes. I believe you are pleased. Are you pleased or unhappy? You don't have a choice. I'll take you back to CBC curriculum, international standards, bila kuvunja mfuko. Si ndio? Mtu akiangalia hii fee structure na ingie pale kwa gate, zinalingana kweli? Come on, let's be honest. If I was to take this school, I'm just saying, if I was to take this school, nichukue niende niweke mahali Karen, if fee structure ita apply? Come on, let's be honest. Nikachukua hii Lelani, venye tu iko, ichukuliwe from the ground up, iende iwekwe Westlands. If fee structure itakuwa hivi. So, that's why I say CBC curriculum, international standards. Na ni vile tu sikutaka mambo mingi, nilikuwa niweke hapo pocket friendly. Nikona. Those wale wameeducate kwa shule za juu mnajua, si ndio? Yes, it is called value for money. Okay? Offering value for money. So those extra things that we do, the character building classes that we do every Friday, they're not catered for. A lot of schools will not care about those things. Is it good or bad? Thank you. Hiyo ndio maana utaiona hapo. Ilikuwa 28.5 hiyo. Watoto wa kindergarten, ile maziwa wanapewa after nap imekuwa included hapo. What we are trying to achieve is to have a block fee structure without all this, the nitty-gritties of the breakdown, okay? But tunaenda pole pole. Ndio ukikuja ukijua fees ya Lelani ya PP2 ni pesa ngapi? It is 34,000 Kenya shillings. Hii ni aje, but we have to go slowly to avoid, juu kuna wengine hawataelewa inaendaje, sawa? So because of our accounting details, we are trying to merge it, because you find, kama ni meals, when the accountant does the math, unapata hizo meals hazijilipi. Ukiangalia our menu na ile pesa inatumia, actually we should be charging 8,000 Kenya shillings. but our meals ziko 6 na zingine ziko 7,000, si ndio? So badala tukuje tuongeze fees, how an accountant anapata a lot of trouble just doing the math. It's like running different businesses. Anarun ya meals, anarun ya transport, anarun ya tuition, unaelewa? So the accounting becomes chaotic. But when you put it together, this is the income and these are the expenses. Because you see, kitu kama transport does not pay for itself. We actually have to inject money into transport from fees. Unanipata? Yes, transport very, very, very expensive. Na nilisema juzi transport yetu ni expensive because we don't have buses. And I don't do buses. And it is not because we can't. Okay, we can't right now because of finances. But it is possible to sell the vans and buy a bus. But if I had a bus, then I would have to pick kids very early in the morning. Ndio hiyo basi ijae na ikuje hapa. Si ndio? Na design yetu ni watoto wasikae kwa barabara for more than 40 minutes. That is why we also don't pick up kids from the gate. Because tulifanya hii hesabu na primary section. Wakati gari inakuja kwa gate, for those parents who ask, kwa nini msichukue mtoto kwa gate? Kwani ni dakika ngapi? Si dakika moja tu, si ndio? Fine, let's work with that 1 minute. Nikuja kwako, kumbuka nishai drive van ya Lelani school, si ndio? Nikuja kwako, nikuje, ni park gari, ama in this case driver akuje a park gari, si ndio? Apige honi mshuke, ama akupigie simu teremsha mtoto, si ndio? Ama atusikie wakitoka kwa gate, wakuje wafungue gate wametoka, ageuze gari tena. How long is that? 5 minutes, but let's even give it 2 minutes, si ndio? Haya, hiyo gari inafaa ibebe, at the end of the day hiyo gari itabeba watoto 24, trip 1 and trip 2. Sawa, tuseme tu watoto 10 driver have kwenda kwa kila gate. How many minutes are those? 20 minutes, all right? Haya, mimi nataka watoto wote wakuwe shule by 8. Because prof here will tell you, by midday, huo mtoto hakuna kitu anaweza shika. Sawa, that's why we do our talents in the afternoon, exciting things in the afternoon. Sawa, so mimi nataka watoto watufafike hapa 8. Na mmekula 20 minutes nikikuja kuchukua kwa gate. Itabidi saizi mtoto wa kwanza anachukuliwa 6:30 am. So itabidi mtoto wa kwanza aanze kuchukuliwa saa ngapi? 6. Nani atanipea mtoto 6? Please. Wale watu, kwa nini usichukue mtoto kwa gate? Just 1 minute. Tuinue mkono. Nani atanipea mtoto 6? Hakuna. Si ndio? So I want to emphasize that everything in our policy document is by design. All right? We don't just wake up and say tusichukue watoto kwa gate. Sio mafuta tuna save. All right? Juu kama ingekuwa ni mafuta na save, ni basi ningekuwa nimenunua ndio ibebe watoto wengi. Why our transport is very expensive and it does not make us money, and why actually it makes a loss, is because niko na vans mingi. Sasa tuko na vans 9. Because Lelani school, we assume that we are at the center of this Kamakis area. Then we do a radius. We have the inner radius and we circulate outwards, okay? So kuna van inaenda kila direction. Na ile kuna watu wengi unapata ikifika hapa ikijaa, kuna van nyingine inakuja inaanzia wapi? Inaanzia hapa. So we start from outwards, zoning into Lelani, because siwezi kuwa na gari inaenda Membli na ingine inaenda Kibendera na ingine inaenda na huku Green Spot na ingine inaenda na huku chini, haiwezi kuwa gari moja. So zote, that's how we spread them. And I don't mind spending a little bit extra for the comfort of your child. Asikae kwa gari sana, si ndio? Na pia asichukuliwe mapema sana, si ndio? So wale tumekuwa tuna complain transport this, transport that, please, that is why tuna charge transport hivyo, and that is why inatusaidia juu wale mko na watoto na mko na marafiki. Nani ashaisikia transport iko well organized kuliko Lelani school? Sema tu kweli. Iko. Watu wengi mko hapa kwa sababu ya transport. Ukweli ama uongo? Kwa sababu ya ile time tuna pick watoto. Alright? So kindly bear with us because we can't, that is one area we can't create a balance. Juu hamtoki kwa one estate nyinyi wote. Someone will always be more favored than the other person because either they live nearer the school or farther away from the school. Okay? So ukiona umechangiwa time kidogo by 5 minutes, please don't complain. Just know we have sat down. The first week tukifungua shule, list za transport utumwa mara ngapi? Mara mingi kwa sababu mtoto anaingia you have to update. Mtoto anaingia you have to update. So expect that in January at least for the first week tukifungua shule. Hiyo inakuanga ni kawaida. Ni sawa? Juu hatujui kama niko na madarasa, we have 4 new classes here and we expect at least we anticipate at least an enrollment of 100 students to occupy these 4 new classes. Hizo ni playgroup 3, si ndio? Na kuna grade 4 sasa wale wanahamia hapa. Hawa wakikuja hawatoki one area. So ni kumaanisha transport venye mtoto wako alikuwa anachukuliwa hii term haitakuwa the same. It might be there about, but it also might be different. Maybe atachukuliwa earlier or maybe atachukuliwa later. We don't know. We also don't know. We will know when it happens. Ni sawa? I hope tumeelewana hiyo. So otherwise fee structure ime remain hivyo. Other goodies is finally, this is the final thing because I think is lunch ready, Shege? Is it ready? Good. Lunch is ready. So let me finish by saying that available discounts. Tumeongeza discounts kwa shule. So there's free admission for newly enrolling siblings. So mzazi yoyote akona mtoto anakuja kuenroll into Lelani School, whether higher classes or playgroup, huyo mtoto atakuja next hata chajiwa. Initially it used to be 2,000 off. Sawa. Sahizi admission fee ni 4,000. So as new sibling, you're not going to pay anything. So you'll have a discount of 4,000 Kenya shillings. Now, for all those parents and even the new ones who are coming in, you'll have 50% of transport fees for playgroup learners the entire year. Mrs. Kima Coffee, guy. Hey, ni kadogo. Ama hamna? Hamna? Haijawahusu? Haya, sawa. I'm getting to that. If you have a third sibling enrolling, other than free admission, you also get 5,000 termly discount for the third child. Hatuna bado? Hatuna? Wako, si ndio? Kuna wale wana enjoy, ilianza last term. Then the most important one and the one that anybody can benefit from is our ambassador program for the parents, that if you introduce a new family or a new student to Lelani School, they come, they tell us, it is Mama Soraya ametuambia tukuje Lelani, you get 5,000 off your fees. Hello? Hello? Ukileta watoto 4, that is how much? Ukileta 5, si karibu shule ni free. Imagine. Sawa? Lakini zile ulileta before don't count. It's applicable from it was applicable from last term. Lakini bora mwenye amekuja kuna mahali anafaa kutik kwa form akiulizwa, how did you find out about us? Lazima aseme referred by a parent, baba so and so or mama so and so. Asiposema wewe hawezi kuja kusema ni mimi nilileta yule. Yeye lazima atuambi kwa sababu utapata mtu aliuliza wazazi kadhaa wa Lelani. Sasa nani ataclaim? So we can only believe the one who tells us this is that particular parent who introduced us. Tuko pamoja hapo? So it is that parent, the new parent, to tell us who referred them. So make sure if you refer someone, tell them. Ukienda kule uende useme ni mimi. Na hiyo form atakuwa ameisign, so itakuwa hapo, okay? Finally, how to pay fees. Tafadhali wazazi. It only takes you 2 minutes to pay school fees the correct way. Wengine sisi tunatuma fees alafu unasema zuri. Sijasema ni nyinyi akina zuri. Unasema zuri. Zuri ni wangapi Lelani School? 3. Tutajua aje ni zuri mgani. Remember our accountant is not in house. Ako kwenye yuko, si ndio? Yake update fees. The only special identity number is the admission number. So please, pale kwa Smart Shule utaona admission number ya mtoto wako, utajua fee balance ya mtoto wako, enda pale. Okay? Ujue fee balance, ujue admission. Ndio uandike hapa kwa fee structure yenye umepewa, bottom of the page umeambiwa uweke account number, admission number and pupils name. Tamara huku ni wengi, Zuri huku ni wengi, Gianna is that is the recent name yenye imetrend huku. Unaelewa? So don't assume that your child's name is that unique name, not anymore. All right? As the school continues to grow, tunaenda tukipata wengi. Sawa? So andika admission number, the correct one. Kwa sababu kuna cases zingine umeandika admission number ya mwingine. So accountant atasema the only identity anajua ni admission number. Apiki hiyo fee itaenda kwa mtoto mwingine. Sasa alafu kuanze kukua na issue. So confirm your admission number from the Smart Shule app and then you feed in fees correctly. Wale wazazi mko na siblings, please don't send fees for 3 kids. Uniandikie Abigail na Shama. Alafu tume 100,000. Sasa nitagawanisha aje? Sitakuwa ngumu. So you are giving us a difficult time. We are going digital. So umesikia one of our pillars is innovation and technology. Lelani school went paperless. We don't send kids even home with those 2 notes of fee balance. You go to Smart Shule to find out your balance. Okay? So please, just make sure lipa mtoto one by one. What takes you 2 minutes to pay fees correctly takes us weeks to analyze, to know who is this. Utume fees bila kuweka admission number ama bila jina ya mtoto. Imagine, do we call all the parents? So what do? It stays pending in the account until siku ya mtoto kufukuzwa ujione kwa list. Ya mtoto akwa anafukuzwa shule upate message, si ndio? Alafu ndio useme nilituma. Alafu uanze kuuliza ulituma date gani? Investigation begins. Okay? Smart Shule unapata saa zingine we don't update fees as we should quickly because ya hizo mistakes. If only you can pay fees the right way, it would save us time and our Smart Shule portal would be so efficient. Ni sawa? Nataka kumalizia hapo, nirudishie MC aite mwenye ako in charge of vote of thanks. And then I think after that, please, I urge you, don't go home. We need to complete this appreciation of our cultural diversity through meals. So we have our traditional dishes being served. Try and taste something you have never tasted. Sindio? Ni kuguza tu hapa pale. Leo hakuna chapati, si unajua na pirichingi against chapati. No. Anyway, it's about traditions. Kumbuki shosho wangu akikula chapati. Tuko pamoja. So thank you very much. I appreciate you and may God bless you. And when you go home, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Tupatane year 2020. God bless you all.
Yo, God. Gosh.
Amazing. Let's appreciate her once again. Tumpigieni makofi.